You mentioned, God, spirit, whatever spiritual um, channel you turn into,
Yeah.
is what role did your spiritual life play in this identity shift of, you know, feeling angry and hurt and sad and mad and all the things about being let go from your job? But how did you rely on your spiritual core and getting your footing again and creating a new direction?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. For me, I think it came down to just trust, right? Like just tr- trusting myself, trusting that I have that I'm being called to a higher purpose, and just believing that I had the capacity to be successful at doing that. But what was interesting, Deb, is that my definition of success has totally changed. So it's no longer about chasing money or title or security or, the things that perhaps come with a with corporate, right?
Mhm.
At least you'd like to think so in today's world. I don't know
Yeah.
that anything's
Who knows
very
now?
corporate.
Yeah.
Who knows these days? But at least, over my 40 years of having a corporate career in advertising, marketing, and professional sales, that was something that I could always rely on. And, I think that for me, success now is it's more chasing impact and legacy, and so the way that I measure my success is, you know, did did my life make a difference today? I wake up every morning thinking about how I can make a positive impact to at least one person's life today. Hopefully somebody's listening to this and they go, oh my gosh, that's me, or oh wow, what she said really resonated. And that ripple effects is immeasurable in terms of success. It'll probably continue on far beyond my lifetime. At least
Absolutely.
I like to think so. So for
Absolutely.
me, how I relied on my, spiritual guidance. I mean, I did seek out a lot of spiritual leaders. I came to you. I went on retreats, spiritual retreats, and I did a lot of spiritual coaching. And so, um, there's a couple of things when I think about the journey that I've been on, and maybe this will help some people who are going through the reinvention process themselves right now. The first thing that I had to do was just, I wouldn't say hit rock bottom, but I just had to lean into the grief, like you said, like the sadness. And because it's a loss
Mhm.
are laid off at a job or anything in your life major like that. It's an actual loss, and you have to go through the grieving process to get to the other side. So that was the first step for me, is being okay with not being okay, right? And
Mhm.
I'm someone that always had it together, right?
Mhm.
Perfectionist, I always had my shit together. I did not have my shit together, right? Like,
Mhm.
so I had to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So that was like the first step. And then the second step is you begin to start this rebuilding process, and really trying to understand who this new persona is that was just born, right? It's like
Mhm.
giving birth, right? Like
Yeah.
giving birth to this new individual that, and so I didn't have any answers. So I did have to create a personal board of directors, and reach out to experts and get some additional support as I tried to figure that out. Right.
Mhm.
Um, and then to your point earlier, then it was just like, okay, just do this thing, right? Like you just have to, you just have to embrace this new person, figure out then what the next step in the journey is to be successful. And a lot of that for me was not only about trust, but it was also stepping out of my comfort zone, because I was this new person and I was doing things that I had never really done before, and just continue to push those boundaries as my new persona evolved. And then and then the fourth thing is just, you just have to do it. You just have to
Yeah.
do it.
Well, yeah, and you're a great doer.